Hello, I'm Dr. Laura Murillo. So happy to have our next guest here with us. And we had recognized her a few years ago as an outstanding senior executive. And more than that, a great partner to our chamber and a good personal friend. And she is none other than Sarah Frazier. She is the Senior Vice President and Market Manager of Audacy. Now, you may remember them as Intercom or CBS Radio. At the end of the day, they're the number one stations here in our region, and they've expanded. She's going to talk to you a little bit more about what they're doing in the area of podcasts. On that note, welcome, Sarah Frazier.
Thank you so much for having me. It's great to see you today.
Always. And I want to just say thank you for coming out at our first 2021 event over at the Post Oak, where we talked about diversity, equity, and inclusion. And we were fortunate to get to hear a little bit from you about Audacy, the changes and updates. So thanks for that.
Oh, thank you. It was really nice to be back together with everybody in person, to see the leaders in our city, and to get to share a little bit about what we've all been doing in the last year and a half as we've been apart.
Yeah, absolutely. And we were so impressed that we had a 95% attendance participation. And again, lots of data and facts and figures, and certainly in your space, the music world, right? Broadcasting media.
Yes.
Talk to us. What has your industry, gone through?
Well, it's been quite a transition. I mean, I think we've all noticed that every one of our patterns has changed, right? We're driving at different times. We are working, maybe some in the office, maybe some at home. Everybody's finding a new way to do things. And I think the great thing about audio is that we fit into all of that. And what we've seen over the last year is that time spent with audio is up over 8%. So there is a real need to stay connected to the community, which is what we do best with our over-the-air stations. But we also took this opportunity to launch all of our audio products under the Audacy app. So it's an app that you can get on your smartphone, and that is where we house all of our over-the-air radio stations, which we have 175 across the United States, about 170 million listeners. In addition to 750 streaming stations, which is any type of station you could ever want, bachata, whatever you're looking for, we can find it. And then also our 3,000 podcasts. And so that way, your audio is with you wherever you go. If you're in your car, if you're in your office, if you're listening on your smart speaker, you can get any of our stations anywhere at any time.
So let's talk about this app and this generation of millennials. What has their response been to this Audacy app?
Well, it's really neat because when you look at people over the age of 35, their patterns were set a while ago. They're used to the traditional listening methods. But millennials and Gen Z listen almost exclusively on the app. So we've got about 55 million subscribers that listen to our app every week. And that's
now, those are from all over, Sarah? They're not.
Those are from all over, about 1 million here in Houston.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and we just launched the app about 6 weeks ago. So it's pretty astounding how fast people take to new technology, especially when it's something that fits into their daily lives.
Yeah. And what does this mean for your sponsors, Sarah?
Well, it just means that expanded reach. So now not only are you catching people while they're on their way to buy your product, but we're catching them at all times when they're working out, listening to their favorite podcast, when they're hanging out with their kids and just making, dinner in the kitchen, listening to their smart speaker. We can reach them at any time of their busy lives. So it's really neat.
Yeah. Sarah, what else should folks know about your industry, and certainly one that continues to transform, right?
Right. Well, I think we think about that every day. Especially for me, I think, what do Houstonians need? And definitely we want to stay connected. We're a special community that wants to stay connected to one another. So make sure to listen to us. You can catch even this show on a podcast on the Audacy app at any time if you want to hear it. Our sports station is 24/7 talking about our Houston sports, news and weather and traffic, anything you need. And then check out the podcasts, because I think that's one thing that is emerging right now. And we're finding that people really enjoy that time learning about new podcasts. My favorite right now is Smartless. It's a silly podcast with Jason Bateman, Will Arnett, and Sean Hayes, and they interview a different celebrity every week, and it's hilarious. I mean, there's just a lot of great stuff to get you away from that screen. I think so much time has been spent with screens, and even today, you and I are on Zoom, and there's a lot of fatigue with that. So get away from it and listen to your Audacy app.
Yeah, that's right. Well, again, we just want to thank the entire team over at Audacy. You guys really were a lifeline for this chamber, for our community, for Houston. I was able to interview people from the White House administration, the Small Business Administration, the Texas Workforce Commission, and provide information across the region because of you all. And it just certainly, especially during COVID, Sarah, made all the difference in making sure we could provide people with resources and information. And for that and so much more, we just want to say thank you and keep doing what you're doing. We're so proud of the Audacy team. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. We're very thankful for the partnership. Appreciate it, and proud to be one of your partners.
Thanks a bunch. See you soon, Sarah.
Thank you.